Oladipo blows past Hardwood. Steal by Oladipo. He throws it down. Oladipo fires. Drills it for three.
And welcome back to the basement. It's been a long time since we've seen you guys, right? Well, no, seriously, welcome back to Below the Hardwood. My name is Ryan Henry, sitting here with the comrades, the homies,
compadres, Dexter,
compadres,
Alan,
and of course the lovely crew in the back filming our pretty faces. Welcome back to basketball, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to talk about the hot teams, the cool teams, the race for the 8th spot in both conferences, and of course we're going to talk about the new team president of the New York Knickerbockers, Phil Jackson. Right now, we're going to break right into it immediately with hot teams and the teams that have kind of fallen off. So, there's a bunch of teams right now that, one, are falling off from the high horse that they were on. I'm talking about the Indiana Pacers and your beloved Miami Heat. So, what the hell is wrong with Miami? We just had Chris Bosh that just said, yo, honestly, we suck. And I agree. How about you, Alan?
This guy's talking about the race for 8th over here. Personally, I think these guys out there, like, they realize when it's go time, they're gonna go. You know, they're playing for April, June, whatever. If you think about it, the Heat have been in the last final for the past 3 years. They played more games than anyone this season. There are bound to be dips and everything like that and lulls. And you know what? There's a target on their back every single night. Every team's out there to go get them because they know who they're playing. They're playing the Heat.
Okay. But
I think LeBron is finding little excuses like jerseys with sleeves. And he's gonna talk to Adam Silver, and they just felt they're garbage. Like, LeBron is not motivated, and you gotta admit this. He's not motivated. And what's gonna happen is Phil Jackson is gonna get him on the Knicks, which we're gonna talk about, and that's what's gonna happen.
Honestly, the Heat, we've seen this from the last 3 years. Every time around this point, there's like this, oh my god, we just lost 5 straight games. What's wrong with us?
So what happens in the end of the season?
They're not
honestly,
the same team.
they're going to go back to the finals, in my opinion.
And your Lakers are
They're
doing
going to go
what?
back to the finals, in my
Mavericks.
opinion.
Number
I don't
one
think
pick.
it's time to press the
Wiggins.
panic button in
Let's go.
Miami. I think this is
What
just a stupid blunder that they always go through every time at this point.
What do you got to say about Indiana, though, and also the Blazers?
Indiana, I think it's, again, we're pushing the panic button a little too early. These teams, it's freaking March.
I think when you already know your placement in the seedings and everything, you don't really have to worry about the day-to-day games.
But the Blazers are falling.
They have the Blazers.
They're falling.
They have to be worried.
They're just not. They're tired. They're tired.
Portland Trailblazers.
They're not sneaking up on teams. Everyone knows what they're about. And, you know, Lillard is a defensive liability. And teams are... Any team with a point guard that goes against them, like Rubio dropped 22 on him or something like that. Like, when Rubio scores on you, you know it's a problem.
And LaMarcus Aldridge is going down.
Injury, man.
He's gone down. So
hard to carry
their team is in some state. They actually might even drop out of the playoff conference.
He's hoping.
But any other teams that we see that, you know, have a potential to lose their spot, maybe in the Eastern Conference.
Bobcats.
No, they're playing really well. Al Jefferson's playing like a beast. The 8th is Atlanta. Atlanta's done. They're going to lose so many more games. Knicks are going to creep up from behind with Phil Jackson, Zen Master, and he's going to help them out.
So jumping into the 8th spot, the race for the 8th, let's talk about let's stay with the West first. So we have a 4-team race, including Memphis, Dallas, Phoenix, and Golden State. Golden State is a little bit up there just in terms of record. You have Ernesto
Off camera
dancing, but don't worry, they'll fail. Alan, what do you guys got to say about the race for the 8th spot in the West?
I love it, man. Like, you can't blink out there, man. You lose a game, you're out 20 spots somehow, you know? It's really competitive. I love seeing it. I'm really sad to see that Phoenix dropped out. I wanted to see Phoenix do really well. No one expected them to do anything as opposed to win more than 12 games. And you know what? They're battling for a nice earning spot in the West. I actually want to see the Mavs fall out second last.
I think Memphis is going to take 7th. They look really good. Kalitis is coming out of nowhere. No one even knows who he is. And Mike Miller's playing really well. The 2 bigs, unstoppable in the paint. Watch out for the upset.
Give
Memphis.
Ed Davis some minutes.
And Dallas.
Obviously, I'm gonna go with the Mavs, but I'm not even gonna be real with you. Sometimes they'll have like a 20-point lead and then they'll just blow it. Last night against Brooklyn, they had a nice lead throughout the whole game and they just blew it in the fourth quarter. Maybe because Jason Kidd knows Dirk inside and out and he was able to use that to his advantage. But honestly, I'm gonna say Dallas does stick in the playoffs. I'm gonna say Phoenix does fall off a bit just because you have Eric Bledsoe coming back from injury. He's not 100%, and of course
disrupting kind of the offense they have going on.
But
there's so many veterans on Dallas, Memphis, and Golden State that are probably going to overtake Phoenix Suns. But moving on to the Eastern Conference, there's one team that originally we thought was like left to dead, has come back and just completely, they may have a chance at the A spot. I'm talking about the New York Knicks, led by, not Phil Jackson, really, but Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson era.
Just started as the team president of the New York Knicks. I'm just going to start off with this. I don't really think it's going to change much. Team president, you're not the head coach. People have to realize that he's going to have an influence on the team, but that's the roster. He's not going to have an influence on J.R. Smith's playing time. He's not going to have an influence on how these teams run their offenses. Yeah, there's been rumors that he's going to bring the triangle in, but I don't really see that unless there's a coach that can actually play it well. So what do you guys have to say about Phil Jackson? Is he actually going to make a difference with the Knicks?
I think so. He brings a veteran presence. He brings championships to that team, which they need. They need a leadership role. Carmelo, I think he's going to have a sit down with Carmelo, see what the future is, and I think Carmelo's coming back.
Yeah, Carmelo can't leave. If you think about it, it's been a kind of a monopoly when it comes to championships. You have Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson, Pat Riley. These guys, and Greg Popovich, these guys are taking over the league, and most of those championships are them. And I think that brings kind of a presence and a respectability to the Knicks. And I feel like Carmelo has to come back. Now, I can't do much as far as salary because they're pretty much set with Amari. Once they dump Amari and everything like that. But I still think maybe he'll bring somebody in who understands his system, kind of like how Eric Spoelstra is Pat Riley. And he goes up there and he gets all he does. He goes up there and he gets everything, meetings and everything.
Rumors are Steve Kerr, his former player.
But that's not right, though,
Bulls.
because
Winston's
still there.
gone.
He's gone, but you can't talk about positions for a spot that's not available yet.
Let us know how you feel. Think Phil Jackson's going to make a difference? Are the Knicks going to make the playoffs? Hit us up, BTH on NBA. 24-second shot clock time. What do you got, Dexter?
Start now. We were at the OKC game and we saw a lot of Durant fans. You guys are the fakest fans ever. You don't know him from Texas, you don't know him from Seattle, and you cannot cheer for him if you're in another town. You just can't do it unless you're his best friend or his best man at his wedding. You cannot cheer for him. Kevin Durant is a beast. You can't cheer for him in another city. Let's go.
In another city, you can't cheer for. You can't cheer for Kevin Durant.
Let's go.
We said you can't cheer for him. Sorry. Okay.
My 21st shot clock is about March Madness and the Canadian invasion. I want to talk about how it's about 20 years since the Raptors came to this league, and I think there's been a direct correlation between that and the influx of Canadians in this tournament. If you think about it, a lot of these guys grew up watching Vince Carter and the glory days of Toronto, and I think a lot of them can cite them. That's the reason why they want to pick up basketball. They want to play it. I think we're on the verge of a huge forefront of an explosion of Canadian basketball, and I think TV stations need to recognize that.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Kyle Lowry, I am ready to throw so much money at you right now. It's ridiculous. This guy has been a blessing. He's been one of the best point guards in the East. Actually, no, the best point guard in the East. Rondo's been injured. Derrick Rose, we don't even who is Derrick Rose. Kyle Lowry's the best point guard in the East, and I'm ready to throw money. Toronto has it's historic. We throw money at bad players. Please throw money at Kyle Lowry because he actually deserves it. He plays like a possessed zombie every night. Thank you, Kyle Lowry.
Third best point guard in the NBA.
Third best point guard.
Wow.
That's pretty high. If you're going over to the West, yeah, third best.
Other than Tony Parker and CP3.
Lillard?
I'd rather have Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry. Take our money.
Close this out.
Please take our money. But anyway, of course, social media, everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, interact with us.
Should be at the bottom of the screen. Angel's going to put it in post. Don't worry.
You can tweet with this man live all the time. Honestly, we are everywhere. If you haven't already, check the Vadim Halimov interview. It's all over Facebook.
Right here. Edge's going to put it in post.
Yo, Will and Dwayne, watch out! Watch out!
The challenge is unexpected. I'm
going to bring Bengay for your old ass. I'm going to bring bandages. Get them
all up in that.
Oh, all up in there.
That's what you
And good night, guys.